Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, August the 14th, presented by Mercury. Today, we're going to talk to Tom Ott about Guntersville. We're going to talk to Josh Herron about Logan Martin and Lay Lake. And then we're going to, of course, connect with Tracy Robinson, our friend and pro staffer for right here at Weiss Lake and Neely Henry. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back to hear what the guys have to say. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, August the 14th, presented by Mercury. We're going to head on to our good friend Tracy Robinson, who's going to tell us everything about Weiss Lake and Neely Henry. Tracy, what's happening on the lakes here in our area?
Weiss Lake's still fishing a little bit tough, but again, fish to be caught. Big high school tournament there at Weiss last weekend. I don't know, 7,500 boats. I think the high schoolers caught them pretty decent. A lot of the guys I talked to and before the tournament and all, they were planning on fishing a little bit deeper, that 12 to 15 foot range. One particular team that I'd fished with a little bit there, they caught them pretty good, finished in the top 10, caught all their fish on Carolina rigs, dragging them on hard bottoms, a little bit of shell bed type stuff out on the main river. The key was current. Caught them pretty good through the week, and then towards the weekend it turned into no current until noon, and that really slowed the bite down. But as soon as that generator kicks on at the Neely Henry Dam or the Weiss Dam, actually, whichever one you'll call that, the Weiss Dam, it started moving a little current, the fish bit. But still out on those ledges is the key place. Did hear some guys catching some pretty good stringers of crappie this past week, too. Saw some good crappie pictures at Weiss there. So, and I say good, not springtime good, but 15 to 20 good keeper crappie.
Well, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun and a few fish sandwiches that can be eaten. So let's turn to Neely Henry. Tell me what happens down there when they're turning the water on. What should guys focus on when the water's not on and when it is on?
Not on, kind of obviously when it's not on in the mornings, the water temperature, the water level is a little bit lower there, mid lake and up. It's a little bit stable and you can get away from the river a little bit and still get bit. Once that current comes on, probably head to the river is definitely the best bet there. Get close to that current, not, high current areas, but at least close to the current, increased oxygen area levels. And choice of baits, not so important. It's more so what you're targeting being those little eddy breaks and places where the current's blocked, near that main river. Jigs, punching type stuff, plastics in those thicker little mats of grass or next to those laydowns coming off the bank. But it's more of a location area as opposed to a pattern. The whole pattern's still near the bank, which it normally is on Neely.
Well, we know it's hot, folks, out there. It's time to stay hydrated, but you can have some fun, and don't discount doing a little bit of night fishing either on any of these bodies of waters, but be careful when you're out there. Tracy, thank you so much for everything, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, August the 14th, presented by Mercury. We're going to head on down right now to our good friend Josh Herron, who spends a lot of time on Logan Martin and Lay Lake. Josh, what's happening down there at Logan Martin these days?
Oh man, fishing's not bad. It's there's definitely still fish to be caught. It's just hot summertime fishing. Most of the fun you can have right now is in the dark, seems like. But outside of that, man, it's pretty standard. Wait till they turn the generator on.
Yeah, I know, and spend some time maybe flipping, pitching a few docks, those kinds of things until the water.
Yeah, man, just everything we've talked about before. It's all about the same. There really hasn't even been any big moves. Water's really hot, so fish care is kind of important right now. Click it and pick it and release them. So, but yeah, man, like I said, if night fishing's your thing right now, it's definitely the time of year to do it. Just be careful and watch out for the pontooners.
What kind of techniques and what would they want to fish when they're night fishing? Do they want to stay offshore? Do they want to go shallow?
No, man. Anywhere, the only thing you're really looking for is just like those fish who like to gang up on those 45 big like natural chunk rock banks. So big blades. Dragging a worm at night's really good. We make a couple 6-inch trick worms that work really good at night. So anything like that, man, it's really stupid simple kind of fishing. It's not a whole lot to it. It's just more where you're throwing it than what you're throwing at them.
What about Lay Lake? You seen anything out of there?
Not really. It's about the same. Nowhere on the coast right now I've heard it's fishing spectacular. So, but like I said, it's still, you're kind of shooting for that 14, 15, 16 pound deal right now. And once these nights start turning, it'll get better. But I mean, Lay's going to be drastically more offshore based than Logan right now as far as consistency, but it's still the kind of the same thing. You can catch bigger fish up on the bank whenever the current really sets up and allows for it.
So I'm seeing, when I'm driving around town, I'm seeing a lot of these little clouds of bait out there offshore, kind of out in the middle of the river. Are you seeing that kind of activity out there?
That's just because this time of year you're getting thermoclines pushing up higher and higher. And that traditionally happens in this as you get later into September, you'll actually start getting a lot of fish that'll push really, really shallow. And I think it's just because the dissolved oxygen level's so low that these fish actually, they'll go a lot shallower than you'll ever dream in that heat, just chasing oxygen. So it's an idea to check in and out through the day and just kind of let the fish dictate what they want this time of year.
Well, Josh, as always, man, we appreciate it, and we will talk to you again next week.
Thanks, sir.
Bye. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, August the 14th, presented by Mercury. We're going to head on up to the big lake, that big lake in the sky on top of that mountain, Guntersville. We're going to talk to Tom Ott, our usual report giver up there. Tom, what's happening on the big lake?
Man, Dano, it's gotten a little tougher on me up here. I guess this heat and everything is finally starting to play out. But at any rate, the storms last week, throughout this whole week, we've been seeing afternoon storms that have just been, kind of keeping you hiding under bridges and things like that. But as far as the fishing goes, before the thunder happens, it's not really that bad. We're seeing some good fish out on the ledges still, in your deep holes. Just not a lot of them are grouped up, but we are able to get some to bite. I think, probably the going pattern right now has been flipping that grass, trying to stay in that 8-10 foot of water and just flipping heavy grass. And that seems to be catching the bigger fish. As far as numbers go, I still have to get out there and fish a little bit deep to get some numbers happening. But, the fishing's it's dog days, it's summer, Guntersville type, stuff. But I'm hopeful that this hotter weather, little hotter water temps going to get these fish fired up a little bit.
So bass bite's been a little bit tough during the day. What about nighttime? You been able to get back out there in the dark?
Yeah, absolutely. The nighttime bite's been probably the strongest that I've seen. It doesn't seem to affect the fish at all as far as getting out dark or after dark. I'm fishing just regular, I'm not going with real dark baits or real loud baits or anything like that. But chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, heavy jigs, all those things. And the fish are just really, really active. So, it's real similar to fishing in the daytime. You're going to notice that, there's going to be bite windows and things like that. But it's been, that's the time to be out there right now is at night, to be honest with you. And as Josh said, watch for the tuners. That's about the only ones you got to stay away from. But after midnight or so, it gets pretty quiet on the big lake.
Yeah, and then you can always go check the bridge pilings and stuff like that for crappie, run into some stripers on the shad boils a little bit, and then always catfish around some of the docks and some of those deeper holes. But hey, Tom, as always, man, we appreciate it. Thanks for spending the time with us as you usually do, and we will talk to you again next week.
All right, guys, you have a good one. Be safe out there. Tight lines.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, August the 14th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to Tracy, Tom, and Josh for all their information. We hope that helps you put a few more fish in the boat. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our social media channels, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You'll be notified whenever we go live with any of this or any other information that we have. And don't forget to stop by and talk to any of us here for any of your boating or your fishing needs. We'll have the expert here and the stuff to be able to help you enjoy your time on the water. Thanks again, and we will talk to you again next week.